Hi, I'm Heidi Ferrer, and welcome back to Recover the Sober Tools series. How are you today? So today we're talking about sober travel. Traveling sober, so it can be intimidating, right? I used to, at times when I was sober previously, and then ended up eventually drinking again, I would think about a trip that I had coming up in about 6 months, and I would think to myself, I would ruminate on it, and I would think, there's no way I'm gonna be able to go on this trip to the beach with my friends, and people are gonna have alcohol around, and we might go out to a bar, restaurant, and I know I'm not gonna be able to stay sober for that trip, so I may as well drink now. Do you know what I'm saying? So basically, it's that little sneaky denial that comes in and excuses. Your addiction voice, your addictive voice, which is not you. Watch the video on addictive voice recognition that I made, and I'll link that below. But that voice will talk to you in the way that it makes the most sense. That is, that you will accept that reasoning the most. And so you might think, well, I'll just drink now and then I'll go on the trip and then I'll get sober after the trip, or the holiday, or my birthday, or, you know, the wedding, or whatever it is that's coming up. But the reality is there's always gonna be another trip and vacation. There's always gonna be another wedding. There's always gonna be another problem. And there's always gonna be another Christmas or New Year's or 4th of July. So if you want to stay sober, if you think that's something you need in your life, which I do, then there's really no bad time to quit drinking. Any day is a good day to quit drinking. And when you go on the trip, okay, here's my advice. First, you make a decision that you're not going to drink on that trip. Reach out and tell someone. Tell someone that you trust. You can reach out to me if you want. You can email me, recover1@gmail.com. And you can reach out to someone if you're in a sober support group like AA or another support group. There's also plenty of online support. Their sober Instagram is awesome. You can follow me at Recover and find a lot of sober people on Instagram all the time, any time of day. There's also Facebook has secret sober groups, and you can email me about that and I'll refer you to some groups if you're interested. And they're private and anonymous. They're anonymous within the group. You know, they're not public posts. So basically, there's a lot of support, even if you don't have support from your family or friends, right? And then explain, I would tell the people you're with, if you're traveling with people, that you're not drinking. You don't have to say it's forever. You could just say, you know, just on this trip, whatever you feel comfortable with. My advice is go with what makes you feel the best. Because this is about you. It's not about me. I'm not judging you. I'm the last person to judge anyone for drinking and for relapsing or for any of it, you know, because I was the worst offender. And I went on trips when I thought once I was in New York and I thought I'm just drinking alone in my hotel and I'm safe. And I woke up in the hospital and I had passed out on the streets of New York City, and I had a sewer-shaped bruise on my butt and hip that I looked like I had fallen on the street, and I was alone, so some strangers must have put me in an ambulance. Excuse me. I just ate a dark chocolate peanut butter cup before this, and I think a little piece of peanut was stuck in my throat. So basically, it was terrifying, and I lived, but the point is, you think you're safe if you're not like watching a child and you're not responsible, or you're not driving, or you're on a plane. But people get arrested on planes. People get arrested in the airport. People have horrible things happen in other countries. They have jails in other countries. And I'm not saying you're that extreme, but the point is that things can happen anywhere. The negative consequences of drinking, offending your friends, getting in a fight with your loved one, embarrassing yourself, just humiliating yourself, or ruining, your day at the Eiffel Tower because you're hungover. I mean, that happens too. And also play it forward. Watch the play it forward video I did earlier in this series. I'll link that below. But play it forward. How will you feel after this trip? You'll wake up in the morning without hangovers on this vacation. You see the other people drinking in the airports, and airports are hairy. They are, because there's a lot of drinking in airports and on planes, and I did it, you know. But you look at them and you'll start to notice, wow, they're in the bar at 8 in the morning. You know, it's not, if you remember, I remember myself doing it, not really at 8 in the morning, but you get the point. Really desperately wanting a drink in the airport, even though they had alcohol on the plane, because I didn't want to wait for the airline attendant to get to my seat, and looking up the aisle to see if she's coming or he, you know. So alcohol was controlling me then, and there was a darkness to that, and I don't want to go back there. So when I see other people doing that, I think, oh, I'm treating myself so well. Here I am in an airport where there's so much temptation, and I'm being healthy and I'm being smart, and you can feel so good about yourself. And again, it goes back to self-worth, self-care, self-love. And how do you want to feel when this trip is over? When you wake up at home and you know you did it, how amazing will you feel about yourself? And then you've built that sober muscle. You've built another set of sober muscles that you made it through this, and now you know you can do it. And that's incredible. You're amazing. And if I can do it, you can do it. I promise. But no pressure. And I have a course, if you're interested. It's an online course called the Recover Freedom Breakthrough. And it has, you can take it online, self-guided, or also I provide one-on-one support if you're interested in that level. And I'll link that below. You can find out more about it. But sobriety is a better life for me. That's my experience. And everyone has their own journey, and I'll never judge you. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And follow me on my blog if you like, girl2mom.com. As I said, on Instagram at recover. And I'll have new videos for you every week, even when I'm traveling. Love ya. Talk soon.